56 billion Kina. That's how much has passed through the hands of government in just 6 years. 56 billion, enough to rebuild schools, restore hospitals, connect villages, and transform lives. But today, the question is not how much we spent. It's where it all went. Because somewhere between promises and delivery, between speeches and actions, something disappeared. And now a nation begins to ask, who do we hold accountable when progress never arrives? This is not just a political story. It's a story about leadership, responsibility, and truth. And it begins with one man's demand for answers and another's refusal to stay silent. Prime Minister James Marape stood before the country, a nation weary of excuses, hungry for progress. His message was bold. In 6 years under my watch, we released 56 billion Kina to provinces, districts, and public institutions. But what have we achieved? His words echoed through Parliament and beyond. He wasn't just pointing fingers. He was challenging the entire system. Marape admitted that financial reports were missing, accountability gaps had grown, and projects were vanishing on paper. He said enough was enough. The government, he declared, would no longer tolerate poor financial management. And to enforce that promise, a new body, the National Monitoring and Coordination Authority, would be created to track every Kina, every project, every promise. He reminded every public servant, your position is not an entitlement, it's a responsibility. The law comes first, not politics, not personalities. It was a call to conscience, a demand for truth in a time when truth feels expensive. But then came the counterpunch. Peter O'Neill, the Ialibu Pangia Member of Parliament and former Prime Minister, broke the silence. His response was sharp, his tone unyielding. He said, Mariapi cannot rewrite history. The 56 billion Kina was spent under his watch. O'Neill accused him of arrogance, of blaming everyone else while the country regressed. How can you ask where the money went, O'Neill said, when you were the one holding the pen? His words cut through the political noise and into the hearts of the people. He reminded the nation that record GDP numbers mean nothing when mothers still can't afford medicine, when children sit in overcrowded classrooms, when jobs remain a dream. While gold prices soared, he said, Papua New Guineans fell behind. Big GDPs have led to big debts, not big progress. And then came his most damning accusation that Marape's government had shackled the nation to foreign lenders like the IMF, ADB, and World Bank. That PNG's sovereignty was slowly being traded for borrowed comfort. Two leaders, two stories, one truth hanging in the balance. To many, this wasn't just political rivalry. It was the voice of frustration echoing across generations. For decades, Papua New Guineans have heard the same rhythm: promises, projects, and then silence. Leaders change, faces change, but the struggles, they remain the same. In Port Moresby, the skyline rises, but in the villages, mothers still boil water for light. Billions circulate in budgets and plans, but rarely reach the soil where change truly grows. And now, as Marape calls for accountability and O'Neill demands responsibility, the people are left in the middle, not as spectators, but as victims of broken systems. The truth is uncomfortable. Accountability doesn't begin with blame. It begins with courage. Whether it's 56 billion Kina or 1 Kina, what matters is integrity. Marape's question, what have we achieved, is a mirror held up to every leader, every department, every citizen. O'Neill's response, you were in charge, reminds us that power without results means nothing. Somewhere between these two statements lies the heart of our nation's problem. Talk without transformation. We cannot wait for heroes to fix our country. Every citizen, every student, every public servant must become accountable, not just for money, but for values. The change Papua New Guinea needs won't come from Parliament. It will come from the people who refuse to look away. When you speak the truth, you threaten comfort. When you act with integrity, you expose corruption. But that's how transformation begins. So let this be a reminder. Money fades, positions change, leaders come and go, but integrity remains. If we want a nation that stands tall, it must first stand honest. 56 billion Kina may have been spent, but the real investment must now begin in accountability, in truth, and in the courage to lead differently. Because when the people finally demand integrity louder than they demand promises, no power on earth will silence them.